My name is Kyle Walsh, and I'm applying to the Clive Institute of Recorded Music as an external transfer on the producer-entrepreneur track. I think my approach to music making is pretty unique just because of my diverse musical background and interests. Like on one hand, I'm a guitar player very steeped in the blues and rock music, country, R&B, jazz. And the other side, I'm in love with hip hop and I love pop music. And so a lot of my time is spent, trying to figure out how I can combine elements of both of these and bring both sides of my musical taste together in order to create something new and interesting. I think a good example of this is the song Translation that I did with Gonzo that just appeared on this new EP. Because it is a hip-hop instrumental, it's a hip-hop song. But at the same time, I got to use a lot of elements that I use in my other music, like slide guitar.
Lost in translation, my demons stay waiting, they stand firm, can't stand firm. Can't stand firm. Can't stand firm. Can't stand firm. Expectations getting lower, I'm just a call away, but service is getting slower, and I don't pick up enough, but I pick up too much.
I wanted to stick to the aesthetic that he usually loves to go for, which is like a very retro kind of analog feeling, but at the same time very free-flowing and almost a little wild. So for the lead synth, I kept things pretty simple. It's just 3 chords, G, A minor, and E minor. Which I thought would left a lot of room for other instruments to be introduced into it. I didn't want things to sound too cluttered or confusing. I also chose it because of the sound. It sounds very retro, it's very luscious and full, but reminds me of the theme from that show, Twin Peaks. And then to accentuate that final E minor, I actually added, it's a vocal child of mine that I added, EQ and auto-tune and various compressors and delay and reverb and all that. So I use it almost more as a textural thing. You're listening to the song and you almost don't even notice maybe that it's vocals.
Lost in translation, my demons stay waiting, they stand firm, can't stand firm. Can't stand firm. Can't stand firm.
The first guitar that's introduced is really dry. It just ran it right to the audio interface and then threw an amp on it. It was a pretty like transient amp, mostly because I wanted to keep it as a percussive element rather than like more of a melodic element.
Stay waiting, they stand firm, can't stand firm. Can't stand firm.
And the neck guitar that was added is my slide guitars, one on the right and one on the left, and this is where that kind of element, that free-form wild element comes in. I felt like having those guys just kind of falling all over the track and almost battling it out was a really interesting element.
I'm often hoping that nobody remembers me though. So many conflicted opinions when I cope, just beginning my struggle, but at the end of my rope, out of slack for a noose, bent neck never broke.
Coming out of high school, going to Tulane, I had the intention of continuing to study music, but I realized quickly being there that it didn't really have the facilities or the programs to facilitate this type of education. Not that how I had thought, going into it. And I came to the realization that if this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, that I needed to leave, which is hard to do just because I had really started building a life there. But I'm very serious about this dream and I'm doing what I can to pursue it. I come as someone who's dedicated to his craft and someone who knows what they want and has the drive to go out and get it. So when capturing footage today for the video and thinking about how to best demonstrate my creative process and show you how I work, I had the idea to just make something new, film myself creating in real time. So that's what you see in the time-lapse video. I'm actually building a new song from scratch, and that song, which I'll be playing for you at the end, the working title is Back Again, but it's just a demo. And I hope to be finishing it up soon and putting it out. Thank you so much for your time and considering me for a position at the Clive Institute of Recorded Music.
We'll talk about love some other time.